All right, Brian, thanks. I'll continue now. Anyway, what had happened is when I did the battery change out on Blueberry, my 2011 Ford Edge, it set a bunch of codes off. And if you want to check for errors, you go down in here and you can check for errors. And I had some errors from the battery because it didn't have any drive time on it to clear anything. So I went through all these errors and was checking everything out and got everything figured out except for this one that showed up. Not sure what's going on with the driver mirror there. It seems to function, so I don't know what the deal is with it. But I'll clear it later and see if it clears. But there's a lot of other things that were really bothering it. I had, an IPC issue and a few other things that were definitely keeping this Blueberry 2011 Ford Edge from actually starting. So what I did is I went down over here, and if you can see that, you can see the little hourglass shape. Well, if you click on that little circular thing there, what that does is it helps you reset and wipe out the code. So I went through and I wiped out the codes on there and cleared them off. And I will say that if you don't have one of these devices like the OBDLinks MX or MX Plus or anything else, and I strongly recommend the MX Plus, not because they're giving them away to me to give to you guys, but because they have a good throughput and they're also switching for MS CAN and HS CAN and everything else. Hands down, one of the best units out there. They might be $100, but some of the competitors are $100 too, and these do a really good job. And I've been using them for years, and I've not had an MX device die on me yet. And so I think that goes. Plus, they're fully programmable. But anyway, I digress on that. I reset the codes on here and got everything pretty much cleared, and then I went and stopped everything, and lo and behold, I was able to then remote start the car without issue. And I checked my wife's key fob and everything else. It all works now. So here's the moral of the story. If you have codes, you need one of these devices, because guess what? You will not be able to convince any car part store to clear codes. They will not clear codes. They will only read codes. There's liability issues and everything else they're trying to avoid. So you cannot get them generally to clear your codes. They used to do it, and I used to go to them many years back, but they have since then stopped doing that. So this device is important, and just like this, I had a few codes due to the battery. I cleared them, and now my remote start does work. So I saved myself either a lot of driving or going to the dealer to have them cleared, or a garage or something like that, and paying them $100 just for a diagnostic. So that alone tells you that these devices are worth it, because one, you can do it in your driveway. You don't have to spend the time to go to these places and do all this stuff. But what do they also do? As far as the MX that I have here, and you can actually tell what it is, and it even gives you the version and everything that you need to know. And these OBDLinks are firmware adaptable. The delay you can see is 7 milliseconds, which is excellent, and there's no errors. It gives you everything you know for your capacity as far as the engine and everything else. And if you don't know your VIN number, by golly, you can find it right there. Powertrain control module. Ever wanted to know what the part number is? There you go. Latest part number. They keep the part numbers up to date. Then you got your HS CAN, like I mentioned. There's more. Your APIM is your HS CAN. And then your HS CAN for the front control interface module, which is that thing right there. Okay. And then as we go up, we have our FCIM, front control interface module, and this is your APIM right here. That's a FCIM. And then FLM, you have your front lighting control module. So you got problems with your lights? Guess what? And then you got your digital signal processing module. Somebody was mentioning they're having an audio problem. Guess what? There's the part number for it and everything else that you'd want to know on this. Audio control module, part number on there. Body control module, there's your part number for it. Your steering column control module. All this comes into effect. You notice they're all high-speed cans, but there are some low-speed cans in there. The IPC, that's right. IPC is right here. Yep, that whole thing is your IPC. So, let's see, tire pressure monitors. Haha, buddy, there it is. There's the part number for it, and the strategy also included. HVAC. Now, here's where we got the tire pressure monitors. Notice I said they're HS cans. Well, this one is an MS can, medium speed. And now we have the heating and ventilation and air conditioning. This all plays into effect later when I get down the road here on this. Your remote function actuator, MS can also. And guess what? Yeah, buddy, that's what's going to keep you from remote starting your car. And we got all those codes cleared out. Global positioning system module. Yeah, buddy, MS can. You know what? That's that little thing right there. Not the part that says mom. Okay? We don't want to ignore mom. But anyway, global positioning, buddy. Yeah, got a problem with your compass? Go for it. Then we also have our liftgate trunk module. Yeah, some of us have those. And then last but not least, we have our driver's seat module, which is also an MS can with the part number for it. So you have all that there. And then you can, of course, like I said, read the error codes. And then we have the tables, view parameters in table mode. We're not going to do that. But what we are going to go down to is something that you all need to know. And that is the service functions. Right? Let's click on service functions. What do we got for service functions? Powertrain control module. Guess what, folks? Clear transmission adaptive tables. Reset all applications and module reset. It gives you the warnings right here, what you're going to do and don't do. But let's just say that you want to clear your transmission adaptive tables so that you can start from a baseline factory set to get rid of all those old learned habits. Yeah, buddy, using a tablet or a phone in Forscan and the MX, you can now clear your own adaptive tables on your edge in your driveway without going to a dealer and all that other good stuff. Accessory protocol module, interface module, APIM, module reset. So if this bugger's giving you a hard day and you're not having the type of stuff that you want to have, all you have to do is go in here and hit module reset. Front control interface module. If that's giving you a bad day, yeah, buddy, you can reset it. So all these days of disconnecting the negative terminal on the battery are pretty much over. You can do it from your phone or your tablet within your car. And then we got our front lighting control module. You can reset that if you're having some lighting issues to see if factory default system is. Maybe it changed the light bulbs, went to LEDs, something went wrong. You can reset it back to factory. If you're having problems with your audio, digital signal processing, say you want to listen to a high definition radio and you're having a hard time, you can go and reset that mess and get it playing nice and sweet for you. Audio control module, okay, same difference. And then body control module, if you have problems going in with that network there, you can, change the battery like I did. Guess what? You don't have to wait 8 hours anymore. You can go into the body control module, click on that little block, battery monitoring system reset. Now you got your whole system reset with your new battery without having to wait 8 hours or going to a garage to do it. Plus, you can also do the local network module interconnect network module calibration along with module reset. Steering column control module. You can even reset that if you're having a problem. If you have issues with it not being calibrated right, you can also reset that. Instrument panel control module can also be taken care of there. That's right, you can reset that. Your tire pressure monitor. Say if those tire lights are on and you want to reset it to see if it'll come back or if we got a problem, there you go, you can do that. Heating, ventilation, air conditioning. Let's say, for example, that you're heating your fans or something's not working right, your actuators, whatever it is, the temperature control. You can go down here and you can hit that and do a module reset. No more disconnecting the battery and hoping that it does work. You can do that too. Remote function actuator. There you go. That goes with your remote. If something's not clicking right, you can also go through and reset that. Your global positioning system. Yep, you're going to want to know, where am I? And I can't really see it. Too bright. Anyway, tells you where you're at. There you go. And I got navigation on this, so you can reset that if it's having a problem. Say the maps are freezing up on you or something. You can go ahead and get that reset along with your compass and everything. Liftgate trunk module. Say your liftgate ain't working good for you, and you want to try to reset it to see if maybe that'll work. There you go. You can reset that. And say if your driver's seats are acting funny, you can try to reset those right there also. Now, keep in mind, this is for a 2011. Now, if you got a 2015 plus, you're going to have different modules you can do, like your brake service, right? Instead of going through all that stuff, pushing your brake pedal, gas pedal, turning the key on or whatever to get your emergency power, emergency brake put into service mode, you can go ahead and do it through the Forscan program on the 2019 like I have. You can go through that in the 2015 plus that have those electronic parking brakes. So you can go through all that plus a bunch of other stuff I'm sure it's added on for the newer vehicles. So this is a 2011 what you'll be seeing there for your service modes, which is a fantastic deal for just having a phone for say or an MX Plus. For $105 basically, folks, you're getting a lot of power in your mitts, and you just can't go wrong with it. Rear camera, I don't know if we can reset the rear camera using this. Okay, Steve, I don't think that it does, but I think you do have trouble. You can clear codes on them for the rear camera. I know that, but that's over in the testing here when you go to the errors. You have to have Forscan for Windows to start doing that type of work because you're doing programming on that aspect. So that's what they got set up on that right now. But overall, this is a great device, folks. You can do your logs, as you can see. I got my logs here. I got a warning on a DTC there. And it tells me everything else is in check. Look at that. Yep, running good. OBDLinks MX. Yeah, I was trying to connect and I messed up. But you can run in and let's see. Want to do graphs? I was telling everybody we can do graphs. You know how you see on TV everybody saying, oh yeah, we can do graphs? Well, guess what? You can take any one of these PIDs and you can do graphs. Right now, I got it set on the RPM, just so you know. So you want to monitor your oxygen sensors and your fuel trims and all this other stuff. You can actually switch these over instead of going like your dashboard running something like that. You can then go to a graph and you can do this, or you can do it on a table like that. Okay, but in this case, we're going to go back to the graph, and this is how your graph would work just like your other ones. All graphs work the same way, and we all know that, so we'll rev her up. There you go. Now you can monitor just like the big boys. Now you can check, well, is my oxygen sensor working? Yeah, you look at the oxygen sensor, watch how it goes, the highs and lows and everything else, and you can tell if everything's going to be working right for you. So you can monitor, and this thing gives you a lot of functions about what you can do. I'm sitting here revving up Mom OSHA's vehicle. Anyway, abuse it a little bit. But that's how that works, folks. And let me see if I could do something else. You see it's doing a little something there. See those little wiggly lines there? That's me turning the steering wheel, folks. You see how the RPM are changing? That's right. So it does take power off the engine to do that and to operate it. So anyway, this is what you get when you get the app for $5 and an OBDLinks MX, or MX Plus now, because the MX is gone. I'm using the MX right now. But I thought about using the one I was going to give away to y'all, but I said, nah, I'll leave it in the shrink wrap package, and you guys don't want my hairy mitts all over it. So anyway, hopefully this is something that you all like and understand now what the MX Plus can do, along with all the other aspects. I have literally not even touched half the stuff this can do. We got that. I can stop it, and I can go over here, and then I can do more PIDs. So if I want to select the OBD PIDs, all I have to do is hit the plus sign, and then Bob's your uncle. If I want to see what the cat temps are, the engine coolant temperature is, then I want to do the lambda. Yeah, that tells you your fuel air mixture, and then fuel level. This is just part of them. This is just a real basic one, folks, that you get all most of your stuff at. Your fuel trims, load on the engine, mass airflow sensor. These are just some of them. Now, notice I got, you got your short terms. These are a lot of basics ones people will monitor. Okay? This is by no means all of them. Now, if I wanted to go to something that was more, I could go here and I could hit all, because here you got all, you got your FCIM, your LTM, FLM, OBD2, you got your RFA, APIM, body control module, tire pressure monitoring system, HVAC system, I forgot what SCCM is, DSM, DSP, GPSM, ACM, and your PCM and your IPC. So if you wanted to really check all of these things out, if we hit all, that's a list of all of them together. So if I hit all, you're going to get every PID that there is available. There we go. But it didn't even do it for me. There we go. Starts with A, and it goes through. Just look at that. Holy cow. I could be here for a month of Sundays going through this. We're only through the D's now. The F's. More F's. More HVAC. IPC. You can see how it is. L. There are 1,000. I bet. It seems anyway. PCM, your cruise control, purge valves, generator monitoring system. There is a ton of them here for you to actually go through, folks. More than you could ever imagine. So that in itself is just, now keep in mind, you can't really destroy anything in here with the light program for the most part, because you cannot overwrite programs with it. But you can check programs, reset codes, and all that stuff, and help yourself find out what's wrong. Now, this here works pretty good. So if we want to say search for something, we go down here. Say you want to monitor a PID for a coolant. You just type in coolant. There you go. Now you want to do is check your coolant. So it finds it for you, searches it for you, and then you can get your ECT for your coolant. So you got a PCM ECT and you got an engine coolant temperature for the OBD2. So if you wanted to do both of those, you just click on those. Then you go back to the PID profile. Okay, now they're added. Now we have both of those there. Now, if we want to check it, is it on Fahrenheit? We check it and put it on Fahrenheit because we don't want that. Then we go back to the PID profile. We check the other one. It's on Celsius also. We check. We go back to the PID profile. And now what we do is we go back to the dashboard, click on it, then we hit the play button, and there you go. You got two different ways through the PCM and such in order to check your coolant level. And it's good that they're both reading the same. But just sitting here and idle, she's running 201 degrees. I will tell you that for the life of Blueberry has always ran at a warmer temperature than Lou. But I think it has a lot to do with the sensors that are used. There's always a plus or minus scale on whether or not they're operating correctly. But for the most part, the sensors will have a give and take as far as their error and accuracy rates. And for the most part, I have learned that Lou runs cooler engine temperature-wise than Blueberry, but Lou runs higher temperature-wise for transmission, while Blueberry runs a lower transmission fluid temperature. So, you know, they're the exact opposite of each other. But anyway, I don't want to bore you all too much. I figured this is one way for me to show you all how the MX Plus and this Forscan Lite program can make your life so much better. So, hope you enjoyed the live feed here that I did. Sorry I didn't do the first one right. My phone was causing me problems. But I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all have a good evening. And remember, have a great day because I am. My feet hit the floor and I'm having a great day. I want you to.